This project came about with LVMH reaching out to me and wanting to collaborate on a brand from scratch and be partners, and it was a big deal to work with LVMH. It is, and I couldn't say no. We spent a lot of time just creating what we call the DNA of the brand. I'm the muse. I know that sounds kind of narcissistic, but basically is what I like to wear, what looks good on my body, because I'm curvy, so I know I want it to look good on every body type. I like to walk into my closet and play and put things together, so I wanted people to have that same experience here at Fenty. And I want women to feel that they can do anything and wear anything that they want, as long as they feel good in it. Three words for my style. Moody, for one. I get bored really easily. I don't know what you would call that in one word. Also, daring. I love to try new things. I love my sweats and my heels. I love my oversized jackets with my tiny little slip dresses. I like to mix it all up. My ultimate style advice, play. It can't work, it's too much, it's too this. Play. That's what fashion is about. It's not that serious. It's drag. I love this because you can wear this as a dress, and you also can wear it as a jacket. You can wear it open or buttoned up with jeans, but as a dress, it is so flattering. It's beautiful on the body. It is snatched. It's the same kind of corsetry details that we have on this blazer that I'm wearing right now. Check it out, check it out. And all of this detail is super important. Your waist looks snatched and your butt looks super good. This reversible jacket is one of my favorite things. That's almost like that, like a light trench coat. And on the other side, it's like a shiny raincoat. I love this jacket so much. This is such a badass suit. The fanny pack is designed to like cinch your waist in, so it makes you look really sexy, but then you can also wear it without, and it's like baggy, and it gives you this like super confident tomboy oversized look that I love so much. I love how it's strong, but it's still snatched in the waist. And fanny pack, had to throw a little fanny pack in there because people love fanny packs right now. I love fanny packs. Yeah, boom. This year's collection is broken down into 4 major parts, starting with Dear Diary. And we also have the Savage Not Sorry collection, which I'm wearing right now. We have the male introduction to our brand, which I'm so excited about. We're collaborating with Christian Combs. So for the first time, we're gonna have boxer briefs, boxer shorts. And I mean, I'm not gonna say it's for men because I wear it too, but you know, I like to be flexible. Well, last year at our last Savage show, it was really exciting for our customers and the Amazon Prime Video audience to see a male representation in a brand that hadn't really explored that before. And Christian did such a good job with his little 6-pack or whatever he did and flexed when he did that. And it has Savage on the top of these. Everybody was asking me about these, what are those? I want them, I want them, I want them. And I felt like, why not give it to them? And Christian, he does such a great job at representing Savage X as an ambassador. It just felt right to have him be our first true collaborator in a space that we hadn't explored before. We've collaborated before, but not in a new franchise. The show has evolved so much since the first one in 2018. We started off our show in like an old armory, and it was really hot and sweaty. And we really only had limited resources to work with, but we made the best of it, and people really enjoyed just seeing a bit of inclusivity. And when we realized how much people appreciated something that we just sincerely wanted to do, we didn't know that we would have the response that we did. And so we took that and we said, this is going to be the core of what our brand stands for, because we do it already, we love it, we appreciate it, and to see people confirm and validate it
we didn't want to deny their access to our brand. And from now on, we're just gonna keep expanding on the level of inclusivity, and every show has expanded on that ever since. And this time it's gonna be nothing different. We're gonna have an amazing show. We're gonna have completely extreme levels of inclusivity, and we're gonna have people feeling excited about just seeing something fun in the midst of a really dark, wild time. I'm happy to be a part of that. Give people a little bit of hope, excitement, and something fun to look at. It's really important for me to expand, to build, to evolve, to do things bigger, better, try new aspects of creativity. Very important for me. I get bored really quickly, so if I've done it, I'm already bored of it while I'm doing it. That's something, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm always like, what's next, what's next? I want something better, I want something different. How do we, it doesn't necessarily have to be bigger, but maybe it's deeper. Maybe we just go deeper and explore things that aren't being discussed. When casting the show, there are a lot of different aspects. So there are a lot of different mini categories that I have in my brain, because when it comes to being inclusive, you want everyone to be a part of that. So I always want to have my women of color. I want to have an array of women in the minority space and of our race and our people. I want to have representation in aspects that are outside of that, where women aren't usually projected as sexy, but they are. They're sexy, and they need to know that. They need to be validated about that, no matter what size they are. I'm so focused on that, and making women, and not just women, but everyone feel invited, welcome. Savage is a home, it's a hub, and it's a safe space for everyone. I'm mostly excited to shoot garden. I know Dear Diary, I'm also gonna be like slightly mysteriously a part of. I'm mostly excited about Paris opening the show, really, because it presents such a strength, a confidence, it sets a tone of body positivity. She's everything that every woman wants to feel, and she exudes that in her performance.
So, I want to talk a little bit about Fenty Puma Spring 2018. At the beginning of this conference, Anna was talking about these amazing kind of immersive experiences that we had at a lot of the collections. Mr. Vaccarello took us to the Eiffel Tower, we were in gardens, we were in Italian castles and everything. And I think for everyone who experienced it, your show was one of the sort of exhilarating highlights. There was that incredible motocross moment that just about gave me heart failure, but certainly kind of electrified the week. What was your thinking behind that collection?
Well, the Spring Summer 18 collection was a very odd combination and fusion of two very complete extremes of the sport world. Right. From surf to motocross. You can't even see how those things even work together. It's not even on the same playing field. Right. One is on water, one is on some crazy dirt biking situation, and I thought it would be cool to just, you're just looking for inspiration, and sometimes the inspiration is right there, but it's a matter of just putting two odd worlds together to make something that's new, and that's what I enjoy doing, and it worked for that collection.
Yes, well, you've done it before too. I mean, in the show you showed in Paris, that was kind of a Marie Antoinette moment mixed with
sport.
Yeah, yeah. So, do you think it's important to create experience in the way that you did with the motocross? Do you think that's a key component of putting on a show itself?
Well, I think it's all a matter of storytelling. For me, it's creating the environment to tell the story of the product, and the product
in that case was the clothing, and I wanted people to feel what I was trying to portray. I wanted them to feel what the clothes were trying to say. And before you even see that, you're already in an environment that creates the world for you to kind of start telling the story. But I think it's important that the right clothes are shown in the right place.
Right. What brought you back to New York for that show? Because it was a season that saw Tom Brown and Joseph and earlier Proenza and Rodati leaving New York, as it were, to show in Paris and have that kind of experience, which you'd already done. What brought you back to New York?
It was convenient.
Right. Good reason.
I had so much to do that week. It was a matter of Diamond Ball and Fenty Beauty, and that just dropped right in the middle of everything, and it was inevitable that it had to be here. But I mean, I loved Paris.
Yes.
But New York is where the story of Fenty Puma began, and for my final collection with them, it wasn't even something to think twice about.
Right. Do you have an idea where you're going next?
In terms of?
Well, in terms of a venue or in terms of inspiration and...
I mean, I know where I'm going next, but I can't tell you that.
No.
What's the fun of that?
Right. What sort of things are exciting you now in fashion and for your fashion, for Fenty? What kind of inspirations do you look to? What sort of...
Well, you know what I'm really enjoying right now? I love the tailored looks that feel fresh and feel youthful, and something I feel like I can wear even maybe with sneakers or my hair just tied up in a ponytail. And there's this whole, I mean, fashion always has a way of coming full circle.
Right.
And I feel like even right now I'm seeing a lot of moments on the runway that I've seen my mom dressed like, and now I'm feeling like, does that mean I'm old, or does that mean it's new and it's fresh? But I enjoy it. That's my favorite stuff.
Yeah, yeah. What are your long-term goals for Fenty, for the Fenty Puma, for the brand?
Well, I have long-term goals in fashion.
Yes.
Not so much with any one brand. You just never know what's going to happen, and I enjoy fashion. That's the thrill. It's a challenge, you know, and you can only keep learning and growing and evolving every time you do something or think of something or make a collection. I can only hope to continue to evolve, and I take it seriously. I have a lot of respect for the industry.
What first turned you on to the idea of fashion or style? How did that happen for you?
It started with really bad style.
Right.
You gotta start somewhere though, right?
Of course.
It started with really, wow, yeah. Let's not even go back to those chapters. But you live and you learn.
Right.
And you learn from your mistakes, and I'm always up for a challenge. So if I don't get it right the first time, it could be the first 100,000 times. I'm gonna keep trying until I think I figured it out. But it had a lot to do with me finding myself, me knowing exactly who I am, exactly my don'ts, knowing my boundaries, and then there's not a lot of boundaries with fashion with me, really.
How do you feel after completing your first art studio class?
I'm feeling very floaty and excited, and I can't believe it went like that. I was nervous. I've never done anything like this, so you don't know what's going to happen in the moment, but it went great, and I loved how people reacted and their interaction with me and me with them. It was beautiful. I felt really good about it.
How did you learn to do your own makeup?
Practice. I watched my mom. I watched the makeup artists that I've worked with for a long time, and really, there's no better teacher than yourself, your own face, your own skin. You learn different things, different days, different outfits, different shapes of your face. Because, you know, you got those chubby days, you know, you want to do different things, or those puffy eyes, you know, you have to contour it a different way. There's a lot of secrets and tricks that you learn yourself.
So, how did you choose your global makeup artists?
I just loved their work. Priscilla, I've been a fan of hers for a very, very long time. We worked together indirectly. She would come and do my video shoots, but she would do everybody on the video except for me. So I always knew her, but I was always a fan of her work, and also being able to shoot with her in videos. She actually was in one of my videos as like a character in the S&M video. And so I've always been a fan of hers, even outside of makeup. But when I was about to start this brand, it was a no-brainer because I love the way she applies makeup. She's not scared of anything. She'll try anything, and I love that because makeup is meant to be played with, you know? It shouldn't be a scary thing.
What about Hector?
Hector is just precise. He's been doing my mom's makeup for a while, and he is fantastic. He's been with the Sephora brand and the family for a long time, and funny enough, one time I was actually doing a fashion show, and I didn't have my own makeup, and we had been developing our foundation, and he had a little vial with him of my foundation, and I needed foundation so bad. It was so embarrassing. We ran out, and I was asking everybody backstage that were doing the models, like, do you guys have? And he happened to have it, and I would never forget that. He brought it, and he said, I brought it just because you might need it. And I just remember that thoroughness and his precision. He's a great artist, so it was a no-brainer. I love people like that.
So, can you tell us the best artistry tip you can give someone?
Artistry tip? I think blotting is very important. Just keep the makeup, maintain it. You know, you do it, you leave, your skin is gonna do other things, the environment is gonna do other things, your body temperature is gonna do other things, lights, whatever, but maintaining the look that you created from home, you wanna keep that all day long.
Can you tell us about the Stunner lip paint you just launched in the class?
Yes, it's the Uninvited, it's Black Stunner. And we've been doing a whole launch of Stunners all week. We released 3 news already, and now we're doing the black, which is called Uninvited, for Halloween especially. And I love black lipstick. I think it's daring, it's bold, but there's a way that it can be really, really beautiful. It's one of those colors that people get shy away from a lot, but if you do the right balance of makeup, I think black is such a beautiful color. It could be the new red, really.
You're beautiful.
Thank you. You too, girl. I see you wearing Stunner on your lip.
Thank you.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I just want to say welcome to all of my Fenty Beauty fans. All of the great boyfriends that spend their money on their girlfriends. Thank you for being here too, alright? I can't wait to come outside and see you guys out there.
What was the mood this morning when you got up and you were like, what am I going to wear from my collection?
This one made me look the snatchiest in my waist and my butt look the biggest. So there you go. It literally came down to that. Because it's really sometimes not about your closet. You can have all the clothes in the world and it's like, what does my body want to wear today? Everything that I learned in the past was to lead me up to this moment. I first started off with being the endorser of brands and just lending my likeness and my face to fashion brands. And then I started collaborating with them, whether it was on a sunglass with Dior. Then I went to Puma and I had a much bigger role there. I got to design and have people really see what I'm made of as a designer and really just respect the work that we did. It's new. I've never done anything like this. This is completely different. This is like from scratch. You don't plug in to somebody else's thing that's been there. Like, you have to create that DNA and make sense of what the brand stands for. It's different. It still is. Even launching it is probably the most expensive thing I've ever done in my life.
When Rihanna first told me I was moving to Paris, I was excited for her. I was excited for what it meant for so many people, like big outside of us, you know? Being the first person kind of hired, and then shortly after me, there was the managing director. So it was really two of us in the very, very beginning, kind of in a small office, just figuring out all the things that we needed to put into place and start to build a team. The process is the best part, just having ideas and brainstorming. And
that's actually how I like to do it when it comes to fashion. Like, you have an idea, it could literally be from a rubber band on someone's wrist. And you see it and you're like, me and Jaleel, talk about it. I either text him a picture or text him a word and say, just remember this word when I see you next time, ask me about it.
Yeah, like Ree will randomly text me when she has an idea and just say, let's talk about this later. And it will sometimes never make sense and I never know what she means.
You guys text or DM?
We text. She DM'd me once and I thought it was weird. I was like, get out of my DMs.
We get to a place where we know, okay, the direction, we get the team together, the team also starts going, and it's like a little hub, a little creative hub.
We did bring it down a bit too, and this one was too.
That's how I am. I want everybody's input. The most fulfilling part is to see the idea realized, to see it come to life in a real tangible piece. When I approach this from a consumer standpoint, the type of consumer I am, I'm impatient. I want it now. I love it, and when I see it, I want to be able to have it. I don't want to wait for 6 months. I have been wanting to try the denim corset dress from the moment we came up with the idea. But to see it, it was obviously in sample size, and I ain't no sample size no more, girl. But I couldn't wait to get it, and I had them make it for me in my size just so that I could see what it looks like on my body, my curves, my hips, my thighs, and I loved it. Well, come with me, and I'll show you some of the clothes. What's up there? I get so happy when I see that. I already know what my mom will want.
Listen, I love a little toe out shoe. Everybody knows I love a good pump too. But this one, going into the spring, you just, you kind of want to get a good pedicure, number one. And then you want a toe out shoe.
Is that a date night shoe?
This is more than a date night. Okay, that's an affair.
It's great to have that cultural balance with your boss, and just someone that really understands what you're saying. And, I think she's done a really great job of really having a beautiful team of diversity among her staff. It's something new, it's fresh, and it's opening doors for so many people like myself, and saying that you can be anywhere and be a part of this, to be a part of this world, and to feel like you're also represented in a space that maybe you didn't feel that way before. The campaign was really just trying to tell in an indirect way, Rihanna's journey, you know, starting from Africa to Barbados to New York to now Paris. It was really to have just a nod to that.
I love, though, the process of figuring out what the new idea is going to be. Where are we going next? It's like, I love that about music. I love that about fashion. People get bored, you know, and they want to do something new, and that's the unique thing about this brand. I get to do something new every time. We don't really decide who the Fenty woman is. We just do what I love to do and what I love to wear, which I love to explore.
I kind of just want to do everything in the most extreme, outrageous way possible. But it had a lot to do with me knowing myself, knowing who I am, and knowing what I am as a brand, and what my mood is that day.
Do you think that as a celebrity designer, you've been held to a different kind of standard in a way?
And rightfully so. I think I would be a fool to expect anything less. I also, I believe that everybody should be accountable, especially as a designer and a brand and a name. And I enjoy the most when someone who is not a fan of mine walks into a store and buys something because they love the piece, love the product, whether it's makeup or clothes. That really tells me a lot, and that tells me that you genuinely love what I have to offer. It's nothing to do with me, favoritism, or it's a collector's piece because they're part of the Navy or something, right. You know? I love when things are respected solely because of how great they are and nothing to do with my name. So I'm all down for the higher standard.
And what's the process? How did you go about putting together a team? How do you, your kind of creative team, and how do you collaborate with them? I mean, how does it actually work, especially when you're kind of on the road and you were sort of explaining that you almost had to slot in the New York show in New York for convenience sake. What's the process? What's the process, first of all, of putting the team together?
I think putting my team together is probably the most important part of the whole process, is the beginning. You want people that are better than you at their job. If I can do your job better than you, I can't hire you. That's a waste of my money and time. But if you have something to offer, then I know there's an expertise that I respect, and I put people in place based on what their strengths are. And I'm only as great as my team, and I pay very special attention to that. But most importantly, I love people that want better for them and their position, because when it comes down to working for you, I mean, they could come to work and hate me one day and just flop at their job just on spite, you know? So I really care about people who respect their job and their position and their art. And I have a great team, so I've been lucky, so.
Can we talk a bit about Fenty Beauty? Is that something that has interested you for a long time? Is it an area that you wanted to get involved in?
Oh, yes. I've always wanted to do makeup. The angle of where I wanted to begin with makeup has changed and evolved as the years went by, but for years I've always wanted to do it. I mean, I love it, I enjoy it, I'm passionate about it, and I wanted it to be right. And so I never wanted it to be a rushed project. I always wanted it to be something that was respected. And if I feel like I'm not there yet, I'm not even gonna make an attempt. So I did my research over the years, and I even started working on something independently, but it was very premature, and I was just getting used to textures and terms and factories and stuff like that. But when I met my partners, Kendo, it was like plugging into a machine. They know exactly what they're doing when it comes to that. I just put my ideas in.
And what did you want the brand to represent?
I mean, I wanted it to be something that girls love, women love. I wanted it to be respected by professionals, and I wanted to do something that felt like me, something reflective of things that I love and makeup that I genuinely want to wear. And we've had this amazing emotional connection with customers who've never been able to find their shade of foundation before.
First of all, I would like to say you are glowing, and I can't tell, is it Fenty or is it the fact that you just had an amazing fashion show?
It's both, actually. I've had an incredible evening. I've had the most incredible supporters, the best models, the most empowering dancers, the best choreography, the greatest fashion when it comes to lingerie, and it all happened here tonight, and I can't believe that it's happening under my supervision in a way, because it's not just me, it's a lot of hands that went into making this show possible. But you know, you get nervous, it's about to happen, and you're like, is it gonna like work out how it happened in your head? It happened beyond what I had in my head. The rehearsal today was not even close to how great it was tonight. I mean, I feel incredible, I feel empowered, I feel like I empowered a lot of women tonight, and I feel like that's what Savage X is about, and that's what we represent.
A lot of people came down the carpet, and the one word that they said to me that represented Fenty was inclusion. How important was that for you to make sure that message has been said?
Well, inclusion has always been something that has resonated with me in all my brands, and not like intentionally, but for the most part, just subconsciously. That's what I love. That's what I relate to. That when it came to beauty, the first woman that I've seen put on makeup was my mom. That was a black woman, and to think that that was a sector that was completely ignored in the beauty industry, I didn't know until I actually made my foundation line. And now it happened again with lingerie. I want women to feel confident no matter what size they are, no matter what shade of blue they are, no matter what their personality is, what their race is, their religion is. I want women to feel confident and sexy because that's who we are, and we deserve to feel like that.
Switching gears real quick, from afar we've seen the devastation that has happened because of Hurricane Dorian, and I know you put a heartfelt message out, and your foundation, you have said, because you know a lot of people get concerned where their money is going,
Yes.
and you're trying to change that.
Well, I have also been one of those people who have been worried about, okay, so this is happening right now, I'm watching it happen, and now with social media, you can watch it happen in real time, and so there's this massive concern about how can I help? And you don't know where to help, and you don't know if you donate here, if it's gonna actually make a difference. And I've been that way, and so the CLF, my Clara Lionel Foundation, we've thought about this a lot, and we've thought about the fact that these natural disasters are going to happen. They're going to happen every year, and with the magnitude of the climate change, things happen a lot quicker, a lot more drastic, a lot bigger, and it's kind of working behind time to start developing these funds when these disasters happen, knowing that they are going to happen. And so the CLF is having a fund that makes us a little more proactive on the emergency response aspect, because they're going to happen, and you want to have funds that you can designate to the people and make sure they get right to the people who need it and the people who are devastated. And my concern has always been, can we ship our money to other people and make sure that it happens? Well, I'm going to make sure it happens myself.
It was just announced that Michael Jordan actually pledged $1 million of his money. Thoughts on people stepping up? Do you think it's,
I don't care if you step it with 10 cents.
Right.
Or a can of tuna. Like, anybody that is willing to step up and be a part of solving the devastation or being just a helping hand to what people are going through. It doesn't matter if you could do $1 or $1 million. I'm all for it.